Hi, this is Otto, and as Otto Trott's book says, it's cup match in Bermuda. Now, this is one of my favorite cup match books, even cricket books, but this book has plenty of pictures about cup match, and if you want to know what cup match is like, this is the book to get. Another book about cup match is this Cup Match Legends and Personalities by Dr. Radal Tankard. That's good, and it has a lot of pictures of the players as they look now or around the time that the book was published. Went to a test match in 1988 between Pakistan and the West Indies, and of course the West Indies won. So those were during the glory days. This book about the cricket umpire Dickie Bird. I got this one about Michael Holding, No Holding Back. It's an autobiography. And this is another autobiography of Viv Richards. An autobiography by a Bermudian cricketer is My Way by Dale Butler, and it's a book about Kelvin Bummy Simons. Now, one way that cricket used to be documented in Bermuda Cricket Board used to have these booklets, and Shell was the sponsor, and they used to have some bigger ones as well. Here are some cup match programs from a couple of different years. It's one, that's the other. But one of my favorite books about cricket for pictures is this one called You Be the Umpire. And this one talks about it. It's something that was in a British newspaper, and it was an article each week, a gratuitous scene of something where an umpire's decision had to be made. So it was called You Be the Umpire, and it has good illustrations, and I like it. This is one of the first pages. So here you have a drawing of some cricketers, and then you have the title sort of page of the book. Now, one of the real classic cricket books is Beyond a Boundary by C.L.R. James. And this book is very interesting. C.L.R. James was a West Indian intellectual who wrote this book. I think this book was based on articles that he had in a British newspaper, or actually he had a BBC radio program. So this was like the things that he read on the BBC. Now, this little bit that I'm going to read is kind of sums up what it was like growing up in St. George's and living fairly close to a cricket field. Now, I didn't live right next to the field. I lived where you could see the scoreboard, you could see half of the field, and you could see when somebody got out what the umpire signaled, and you could hear the crowd. But anyway, this is what C.L.R. James wrote. Our house was superbly situated, exactly behind the wicket. A huge tree on one side and another house on the other side limited the view of the ground, but an umpire could have stood at the bedroom window. By standing on a chair, a small boy of 6 could watch practice every afternoon and matches on Saturdays. With matting one pitch could often did serve for both practice and matches. But watching from this window shaped one of my strongest early impressions of personality in society. His name was Matthew Budman, and he lived next door to us. He was a young man already when I first remember him, medium height and size, and an awful character. He was generally dirty. He would not work. His eyes were fierce. His language was violent, his voice was loud, his lips curled back naturally, and he intensified it by an almost perpetual snarl. My grandmother and my aunts detested him. But this is not why I remember Matthew. For ne'er-do-well, in fact vicious character as he was, Matthew had one saving grace. Matthew could bet. More than that, Matthew, so crude and vulgar in every aspect of his life, with the bat in his hand, was all grace and style. When he practiced on an afternoon with the local club, people stayed to watch and walked away when he finished. He had one particular stroke that he played by going down on one knee. It may have been a slash through the covers or a sweep to leg, but whatever it was, whenever Matthew sank down and made it, a long, low ah came from many a spectator, and my own little soul thrilled with recognition and delight. So that's what it was like growing up in St. George's, watching cricket and seeing all the different players that played cricket. Now, when I grew up, it seemed like most of the players that played cup match were real gentlemen and had jobs. And I hope you like seeing some of these pictures that I painted. Now, don't forget to like my page. You can make comments and you can share this. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So tell all your friends about this. Thanks for watching. Bye.